Urgent, America's team fan! Look at what just happened! Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest your team news, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Breaking star linebackers. Voluntary workout attendance fuels. Behind the scenes. Buzz Cowboys, LB, Micah Parsons blends leadership with leverage, setting the tone in workouts as contract sparks fly behind the scenes. The Dallas Cowboys offseason workouts are like a Texas two-step predictable rhythms with sudden, unexpected pivots. Picture the dusty anticipation of a high-stakes rodeo. Everyone knows the bull will buck, but nobody's sure when. At the Star in Frisco. This week, the buzz isn't about draft prospects or coaching philosophies. Instead, whispers swirl around a familiar face in an unfamiliar place. Linebacker Micah Parsons, the Cowboys' human tornado of sacks and chaos, lacing up his cleats for voluntary workouts. For a player who spent past springs training solo, his presence feels less like routine and more like a seismic shift. On Monday, linebacker Micah Parsons joined the Cowboys' voluntary offseason program, per Todd Archer of ESPN. This marks a departure from his previous 2 seasons, where he prioritized solo training over team sessions. The timing? Juicy. Parsons, entering the final year of his rookie deal, is angling for a historic payday, reportedly seeking upwards of $200 million, per Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News. I feel very comfortable. Micah said he's going to be around, new head coach Brian Schottenheimer told reporters in March. He's a great player, and we think he's just getting started. Besides, Parsons' attendance isn't just about reps. Parsons steps into the spotlight. It's a chess move. Last year, CeeDee Lamb skipped voluntary workouts amid contract talks, only returning for mandatory camp after securing his $134 million extension. Parsons, however, is opting for diplomacy. I need to be here so that way I can get these guys accordingly, he told the Cowboys website in December. Skeptics wondered if he'd follow through. Now he's signaling commitment, even as Jerry Jones plays hardball at the negotiating table. Jerry Jones' negotiation tactics have always been as subtle as a Texas hailstorm. Last month, he met directly with Parsons for a marathon 6-hour session, sidestepping the linebacker's agent, David Mulugheta. I'm the one who has to write the check, Jones declared. Parsons fired back on David is the best, and I will not be doing any deal without Mulugheta involved. The standoff feels like a classic Western showdown, 2 stubborn forces circling under the blistering sun. But Parsons holds leverage. With 54 career sacks in 4 seasons, including 14 in 2024, he's a generational talent. Missing workouts could be cranked up pressure on Dallas. Instead, he's choosing presence over protest. Moreover, he's the eventual leader of the defense. For a franchise haunted by playoff ghosts since the 90s dynasty, Parsons' Bine feels like a flicker of hope. Linebacker Micah Parsons, a shift in the Stars' orbit. Leadership and motion voluntary workouts aren't glamorous. They're film rooms, weight racks, and rehab tables, the grunt work that stitches a team together. For Parsons, showing up matters. New defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer demands discipline, and Parsons' attendance sets a tone. I need to be here in camp because, honestly, when so much of the defense is surrounded by your play and your presence, and others are getting lined up based off of you, Parsons emphasized. Teammates like Dak Prescott, who's rehabbing a hamstring, are already Allen. Parsons' presence bridges the gap between star power and accountability. The contract conundrum: Parsons wants Myles Garrett money $40 million a year. Jerry Jones wants a bargain. The Cowboys owner likened the negotiation to pulling teeth but insists they agree on most issues. However, without Mulugheta's signature, talks stall. History offers clues Dallas dragged its feet on Prescott and Lamb before caving to market rates. Will Parsons' patience pay off, or will Jones' stubbornness spark a holdout by summer? The Schottenheimer effect. Brian Schottenheimer's first task as head coach, uniting a fractured locker room. Parsons' attendance is a win. His energy seems contagious. For Schottenheimer, whose father, Marty, once quipped, defense wins championships, but discipline builds dynasties, building trust with his star pass rusher is step 1. Besides, Parsons isn't just chasing a check, he's chasing legacy. At 25, Parsons could redefine linebacker value if Dallas meets his price. The calm before the storm? In Texas, they say, the higher the stakes, the louder the crow. Linebacker Micah Parsons' quiet decision to attend workouts speaks volumes. It's a nod to leadership, a nudge to management, and a gamble on his own worth. As Schottenheimer's Cowboys inch toward a new era, Parsons' presence anchors hope. But with Jerry Jones' pen still hovering, will this end with a bang or a whimper? As the great Texas philosopher Willie Nelson once mused, once you replace everything that's important, you've won. What's truly important here, the deal, the legacy, or the team? Cowboys fans, grab your popcorn. The rodeo's just starting, pausing this news. Just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest America's team news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Blockbuster Dolphins trade proposal ships WR Tyreek Hill to Cowboys. The drama around Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill never seems to end. Hill has started his own trade rumors through cryptic social. Media posts multiple times this offseason. While he continuously shoots down any trade speculation that follows, it's a distraction for his team. Even worse, Hill may soon be involved in off-the-field controversy. The Miami Herald reported on April 9th that Hill was served with divorce papers one day after police were called to his home for an alleged domestic violence dispute. Could the Dolphins be growing tired of the controversy around Hill? Bleacher reports Mo Moton argued they could be. On April 13th, Moton included Hill on a list of big potential NFL trades that could still happen in 2025. Moton proposed the Dolphins send Hill to the Dallas Cowboys during the NFL draft. The Dolphins signed wideout Nick Westbrook-Ikhine in free agency, and they could further address the position in the upcoming draft. They could quietly shop Hill if they intend to take a receiver within the first 2 rounds, wrote Moton. If the Cowboys miss out on Tetairoa McMillan or pass on him, they could call the Dolphins to make a blockbuster move for Hill. Dallas would make Dak Prescott a happy quarterback if he returns from injury to see CeeDee Lamb and Hill as his top 2 receivers. Moton proposed the Dolphins send Hill and a 2025 fifth-round pick, number 155 overall, to the Cowboys for a 2025 second-round pick, number 44 overall, and a 2026 fourth-rounder. Cowboys trade up for Micah Parsons' clone in mock draft. The Dallas Cowboys have spent this offseason trying to position themselves for a bounce-back season after a disappointing 7-1 finish to 2024. One of the biggest decisions they have upcoming is in the first round of the NFL draft, where they hold the number 12 overall pick. On Friday, NFL comms Gennaro Felice released an updated mock draft which led with a charming disclaimer. How will the first round of the 2025 NFL Draft play out? On April 24th, the short answer, I don't know. Nobody knows. That's why we're captivated by a sporting event that doesn't include the playing of a sport. It's what made mock drafting into a cottage industry. Uncertainty fuels intrigue, wrote Felice. Felice had a rather bold prediction for the Cowboys. Instead of picking at number 12, Felice expects the Cowboys to trade up with the Carolina Panthers, grabbing the number 8 pick. Felice doesn't specify what the package would entail, but it would contain the number 12 pick. Jumping up to number 8, the Dallas Cowboys would select versatile Georgia defender Jalon Walker, a linebacker-edge combo. Across the mockosphere, Walker often comes off the board at number 8 overall, typically, though the Carolinas native is projected to land in Charlotte. But in this simulation, the Panthers trade the pick to the Cowboys, who scoop up Walker for themselves. Wait, doesn't Dallas already have a twitchy L-Bedge hybrid? Yeah, but why settle for one Micah Parsons when you can have 2? Alright, that comes aggressive, but the pairing would be undeniably fun. And Parsons is a well-documented fan of Walker's game, noted Felice. We're sort of reaching here. Why does Micah's opinion matter? And again, what is the cost? Felice won a national championship with Georgia in his freshman campaign in 2022, but had a career year in his junior campaign last season. In 2024, Walker tallied 60 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 6 puntive sacks, 2 pass deflections, and 2 fumble recoveries. Walker took home the Dick Butkus Award for the most outstanding linebacker in college football, joining an esteemed list of alumni that includes Von Miller, Luke Quetchley, and C.J. Mosley. Walker was the third Bulldog to win the award, joining Roquan Smith 2017 and Nakobe Dean 2021. And now, America's team. fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for your team. Be back any moment with more America's team news. How about them Cowboys? Tour guide.